Hey guys, it's Izzy and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be answering the most googled questions about being an amputee. Now I recently saw Molly Burke do a video which was very similar but about being blind, and it made me think this is such a good video. Now I did actually find another video done by another amputee here on YouTube, so I'll link that down below because I did get some of the questions from that. But other than that, I literally just googled like amputee and things like that, and these are the questions that come up. Now, before I actually answer them, I just want to say, obviously every amputee is different. Just because I am going to answer these questions one way, somebody else might have a completely different answer. And I'm also obviously not a doctor. There are actually so many questions and I could easily do a part 2 to this video, so let me know if that's something you'd like. Okay, so the first question is, what does it feel like? Honestly, it's just like the norm. I feel like a lot of people think it's going to have some weird sensations. I don't experience phantom pain or anything like that, so to me it doesn't feel like anything different. It's just like how my life is. And how my legs are and my arms. Like, it doesn't feel, I don't know how to explain it. You get so used to the circumstance you're in, so I'm so used to being an amputee that this is like normal to me. So the next one, how long can you wear a prosthetic leg for? Now, this answer is definitely going to be different for everyone. For me, I can wear them quite a long time. I put mine on when I wake up in the morning, which is normally, I put them on around 8 o'clock in the morning. That's sort of what I'm doing at the moment. And then I personally take them off at around 8 o'clock. So I wear them for at least 12 hours. I can go longer than that. And to be completely honest, I'll wear them as long as I want to wear them. So yeah, if I was awake and needed to walk for like 24 hours, like, I could wear them. Don't get me wrong, it's probably not comfortable wearing them for that long because towards the end of wearing them I'm kind of ready to get them off. But me personally, I love wearing my legs so much and I love being able to walk that I will just walk until I don't need to walk anymore, which for me is usually when I'm like getting ready for bed, which I do get ready for bed quite early, so it'd be around 8 o'clock. So the next question I kept seeing come up is, do you get drunk sooner being an amputee? I actually don't know the answer to that, so you're going to have to actually Google that and see what the answer is. I get the logic behind would you get drunk sooner, but then also all your organs and stuff are still the same, but then you've got less blood circulation. So maybe you would, I don't know. So next one is, can you walk normally with prosthetics? There's like a yes and a no to this answer. Like, yes, I walk bending my knees and in a normal-ish pattern. Does it look normal? To me, no. I can always tell when someone's walking in prosthetics, even if they've got full-length trousers. I can tell. I think your walking is as similar as they get it. Like, my prosthetist and everything have got my walking very similar to like an able-bodied person's walking. However, it's always going to be a little bit different because I'm walking on prosthetics. So I personally think my walking isn't similar to someone that doesn't use prosthetics, but it just depends on the circumstance. Like, honestly, some below knee amputees you would not be able to tell, whereas the minute you need a knee joint on a leg, it adds a little bit more complications in. But yeah, it depends. Next one is, how long do prosthetics last? This is also a question that depends. When I was younger, I used to get new prosthetics probably every 6 months as I grew and changed size. I've kind of stopped growing now, so I've had these current legs for almost 2 years maybe. And as an adult, you'd probably need to get them swapped every 2-3 years just to make sure that everything's working properly and still really efficient and brand new. So yeah, 2 to 3 years as an adult, but maybe 6 months when you're younger. But then obviously if you change shape or size, you're going to need sockets changing. So it just depends. But yeah, about 2 to 3 years as an adult. The next one is, are prosthetics expensive? There is also another question that's similar, is, do the NHS cover prosthetics? So, are prosthetics expensive? Yes, they are. Yeah, I think a lot of the materials you need for prosthetics are expensive. For some reason, they are just a very expensive item, especially if you're going to get any of the more high-tech knees or anything such as the prosthetics I have. C-legs are very expensive. So yeah. Now, I didn't actually pay for mine because of the NHS, which I'm going to go on to in a second, so I don't quite know how expensive my legs would be, but let me just tell you, over my lifetime, like millions worth probably. So, NHS, thank you. So yes, in the UK, the NHS do cover prosthetics. I know as a child you're allowed 2 pairs of prosthetic legs. So I used to have like my blades, which is more like active, but I just wore them all the time. And then waterproof legs, I'm not sure what it is as an adult, whether you're still allowed 2 or whether it cuts down. But yes, my legs are covered by the NHS, they always have been. I know a lot of amputees go private, and to me it seems completely pointless, to be completely honest. I see so many people go private and they pay like thousands, like in their lifetimes they're going to be paying hundreds of thousands on prosthetics, and I think it's completely pointless because I get whatever I want and need under the NHS. Obviously I'm not looking for anything like crazy, but I'm still getting the really high-tech stuff going through the NHS, and I always get the, you know, the best on the market sort of things. So yeah, you can get them through the NHS. Obviously if you wanted a bigger range of legs then you would go private, but as I've always got what I've wanted and what suits me best through the NHS, I've never found the need to go private, which is going to save me a lot of coins. So hopefully that remains the same for the rest of my life. Otherwise, I'm going to need a better job. So next question is, are they waterproof? My current legs are not waterproof because of the like hydraulics in them. I don't know if that's a thing. But because I have sea legs, which are basically mini computers, you can't get them wet, you can't get them in sand or in like dust, like really dusty areas. So there are limitations to these ones. However, there are legs that are fully waterproof. I've had like water legs before where I can take them in the swimming pool or shower in them. You can totally get waterproof prosthetics, it just depends, but not every prosthetic is waterproof. So the next one is, how long does it take for an actual amputation to heal? Medically, I'm not sure. I would say a couple of months, obviously, for your skin to heal. However, to then work on prosthetics is obviously longer, because not only do you need your skin to be healed, you need it to be strong enough to weight bear through. So I'd say it was maybe just short of a year before I started actually walking again on prosthetics, because obviously you need your legs to heal. That sort of thing depends person to person. If you're going to have a really clean amputation with just like one singular scar, then obviously that's going to heal way easier than like my legs, because one of my legs was skin grafted, and then I recently found this out, my mum told me the other day. The other of my legs had like an open like thing on it, like a vacuum pump sort of thing, because it was open and they were trying to get basically just like open tissue to heal. So yeah, obviously that's going to take way longer to heal. Skin grafts are, and then whatever the hell happened to the end of that leg. So yeah, it very much depends on your scarring situation. The next question is, can you drive? I think a huge misconception is that you can't. You can. I have quite severe amputations in comparison to other people, and I personally am able to drive. I know it's definitely a bit of an individualist thing. Obviously I can, some other amputees may not be able to. The majority of amputees, I'm pretty sure like everyone I know that's an amputee that's over the age to be able to drive, can drive. Yeah, you just have to get your car adapted and things like that, but there's totally so many different options when you are looking to buy a car. I'll leave one of my videos linked up in the eye, which explains like the adaptations I've had done on my car and how I drive. But yeah, it's actually quite easy to drive considering how different my body is than an able-bodied person. The next question is, how painful is an amputation? I actually saw something that's like, amputation's the most painful pain ever. Now obviously I was drugged up, but I do remember it being incredibly painful. I remember not being able to move my entire body because I didn't want to move my legs because they hurt so much, and the same with my arms. So yeah, it is very painful, I'm not going to lie. They're literally cutting your limb off. Next one is, do prosthetics hurt? Yes and no. Sometimes my prosthetics are really comfortable, sometimes they're not. It depends on whether my legs have got sores on or not. It depends how long I've been walking for. They aren't the most comfortable thing ever, but then they're also not uncomfortable, and you really just get used to it. So I personally think they're like a 7 out of 10 on the comfort scale. Don't get me wrong, there are way more uncomfortable things, but there are also more comfortable things. It is comfier without my prosthetics on, but then I also personally, like mentally, feel more comfortable with them on. So like, it's like a balance thing. Some people just hate them so much that they'd rather sit in a wheelchair, so I prefer to walk It's just a personal preference thing really, but they're not that uncomfortable, if that makes sense. So the next question, honestly, it came up multiple times and I was a bit like, I think this one really shows people are ignorant. Now I said this the other day and people were like, you can't call people ignorant because they don't know. And I'm not saying ignorant in a bad way, I'm just saying people just have no idea about amputees and the whole situation. Which is ignorance, even though it's not, you know, I'm not saying it in a bad way, I'm just saying people literally don't know. And so many people asked, being an amputee, does it make your life shorter? Now, no. I don't obviously know the medics behind this, but I've never been told that my life's going to be shorter, and logically there is no reason your life would be shorter unless you've become an amputee due to something that shortens your life. You get what I mean? So the next one cringes me out. Someone's asked, can you, people have googled, can you sleep with prosthetics on? No. Now physically, sure, like yeah you can. That it would be so uncomfortable and it would also cause so many issues. If you think about it, your legs, it's like wearing shoes all the time, but like more condensed and more like in there and like sweaty. So imagine wearing that, like, no, you need to have like your sleep time as your breathing time for your legs. I think it would just cause like so many infections and like grossness if you did keep them on all the time. So, oh my god, the winter cleaner is just come and oh my god, I've just almost pooed myself. The next question is, do you need less calories? Now I completely understand the person or the people, I'm sure multiple people have googled this, about why you would need less calories as an amputee. But actually, if you're an amputee that walks on prosthetics, this is more relevant. But amputees that walk on prosthetics, walking on one prosthetic, you burn, I think it's 40% more calories than someone able-bodied. So you burn more calories walking on prosthetics. So theoretically, you need to eat more calories. Otherwise, you're like in a huge deficit. So yeah, I get that it makes sense because you've got less body weight, but actually you use so much more energy, so you need more food to fuel your body. Being an amputee, like walking on prosthetics, the smaller you are, the easier it is. Obviously, you're going to put more strain through the ends of your legs the bigger you are, so obviously maintain a healthy weight. And the final question is, do amputees feel pain? Now, if you're talking about pain in general, like yeah. Is being an amputee painful? No. The ends of my amputations aren't painful. So it's not actually painful. I know quite a lot of people get phantom limb pains and stuff like that. I personally don't, so I'm going to sit here and tell you it's not, but some people would have a different opinion. The only pain I experience due to my amputations is if I have sores on the ends of my legs, which are caused from walking on them. That is then painful, but actually being an amputee isn't. They're all my questions I have for you guys. Let me know if there's any other questions you'd like me to answer down below. I'm more than happy to make a similar sort of video answering all of your guys' questions, but I thought this was a really fun idea to sort of answer the questions of the general public and see what the misconceptions are, and I'm sure we've all noticed by now there are a lot. But anyway, if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to like, comment, and also please subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye!